good. Anybody know how fast you can talk? Somebody can talk pretty fast? How fast? Some answer. Any answer?
600 words a minute.
Oh, 600 words a minute. That's pretty fast, but pretty good, Jackie. All right, good guess. Anybody else?
I got to talk.
Woo! What a boy. Yes. Anyone else?
180.
180. Excellent, excellent. Anyone else?
140.
140. As you can see, I give prizes for good or bad answers. Somebody else with something a minute ago. 200. 200. Okay, excellent. So the real answer is 60. It's about 250 words a minute that most people talk. Somewhere between 100 and 250. I talk pretty fast. Anybody know why? Why would I do that?
Get your attention.
I get your attention. Okay, excellent.
You have a lot to say.
What? I got a lot to say. Excellent. Very good. What else?
Smiling.
I'm nervous. I like that. Excellent. Excellent. What else? Anything else? Why else would I talk fast? Because Deb's only giving me 2 hours to talk. No, I'm only going to be with you like a half an hour. So, by the way, anytime feel free to stop, ask a question. You're going to be doing the learning today. So, actually, I'm going to hand out in just a second. I'm going to hand out a little test for you all to see how smart you are. But the reason why I talk fast is because as fast as I can talk, you can think more than 10 times that speed. So what I'm going to try to do is keep your attention so you're not thinking about something else at the same time. So here's your first test. Where's my assistant? My assistant is asleep over there. Oh, hold on. Okay. I want you to take a look at these. I want you to tell me what's here. Yes, it's one of those things. It's good fun. Okay. Take a look at it and tell me what you see.
Duck and a rabbit. Duck and a rabbit.
Ah, very good.
It has a horn.
Does everybody see a duck and a rabbit? Okay? I'm going to give you one more. I don't know what you're going to get. There's all different ones here.
Has a horn.
Why am I giving you these? Anybody have any idea? Take a look at the one last one.
I wanted to breathe while you were talking.
What's that? The Lion King. Excellent, Jackie. What else? What do you see?
Mouse upside down.
Change your perspective.
Yes! Brilliant! Did you all catch that? She said to change your perspective. What more? Excellent. Very good. Excellent, excellent. What else? Why else did I give you this?
Open your brain.
But you want to take a breather.
Because I wanted to take a breather. Excellent, okay. I'll go with that.
And get your brains going.
Get your brain going. Excellent. I gave you something already. What else? What, take?
Use both sides of your brain.
You use both sides of your brain. What does that have to do with communication?
Look beneath the surface.
Look beneath the surface. It talks about perspective, doesn't it? Most people only see the lion, right? But some people only see the mouse. Depends on your perspective, right? What does that have to do with communication?
Because maybe you hear what you want.
You hear what you want to hear. You see what you want to see. We communicate based on what? Perception. Our perceptions, our education, our history, what we know to be true, all that, isn't it? That all shapes how we say and do things. Anybody get this one?
Yep. Liar, liar, liar.
A liar and a face. I don't know if I have it up right. I guess I do. Okay.
Lie right here.
Close up that immediately.
Oh, the liar. I said of the thousands of people I've ever taught this to, only 1 or 2 ever get the liar part. I'm not sure what that says. But, okay. Just teasing you, Pearl. I'm just teasing you. Okay. So what I want to do is, I'm going to teach you how to do some people reading. I want you to figure out what your communication style is. And we communicate for all different reasons, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But what I'm going to do, I know some of you are eating, but I ask you to get up and stand in one place. Stand where I tell you to stand, because I better figure out what your communication style is. And then I'm going to give you I'm going to give you something fun to do. So, those people, don't get up yet. Oh, no, you can stand up. It's okay. Those people who, I'm going to stand here, that tend to be fast moving, fast talking, sometimes a little loud, can be a little assertive. I'd like you to come and stand here. Those people who are more patient, they like to kind of think through things, they tend to be softer spoken, tend to be calmer. I want you to come and stand here.
Where do I go?
Oh, I know where I went.
Right now there are. I'm going to break you up.
I didn't even have to hear the other options.
And then I start on that. I was like,
Oh, I know where to go, obviously. You didn't have to be out.
Lisa, where are you going?
What's your name?
Are you?
That's what I said. I didn't have to hear her second.
We'll get. Wow, look at this. Okay, so now I'm going to break you into two groups. You guys hold for a second. You guys, okay. Those of you who are, I love a task, I like to question, I love a challenge, you're over here. Those people who are great people readers, I love a little fun, the party's here, over here.
That's a tough one. Yeah, I know, I guess.
You know, this is all I was just going to say here for some reason. Okay, those people who are, I hate slipshod work. I love a challenge. I don't necessarily.
That explains why we're here.
Hey, you guys. Hey. Shh, give me a minute. Okay.
We already got our room.
I love it. Excuse me. Okay, so those people, I'm questioning, I'm analytical, I hate making mistakes. Those people over here. These people. I'm a people reader. I don't mind being number two. I love to be part of it. I don't like conflict. I'm comfortable with that.
What was it?
Those people over here.
I'm sorry.
These people are great empathetic listeners. Okay. Hey, look at you guys. Okay. Look at all the analyzers. Okay. We're going to call you guys drivers. We're going to call you guys influencers. We're going to call you guys supporters. And we're going to call you guys analyzers. So, you're going to be a D, and just to confuse, you're going to be a D, an I, an S, and a C. So what I'm going to ask you to do is all the Ds come and sit here. All the C's, all the S's, and all the I's.
Beer and food.
You may have to get some chairs.
I don't mind leaving my food behind, but I'm taking my trash. Oh, my wine. Okay, we think it's going to be fun anyways. Enjoy it, Lisa.
Trisha, we're still with you. Trisha, you know what Lisa is? You know what Lisa is?
Are you at the table?
Okay. You're an S, okay. Don't sit with the S's. You're going to be okay? All right. So, on your tables, can you hear me? On your tables, you will find paper. Select one of those pieces of paper and pen or pencils of your choice. I've given you a lot. I want you to draw me your dream house. Only one. There will be only one per group. Only one per group. Only one per group. Exercise.
Draw one line. I want the shutters to be elevator. I want the water to be that color.
All right, what else do you want to
big windows. Yeah.
Windows, seat outside, and all the water.
Our house is there's, I don't really care what happens inside. I like to have my outside with my flowers, my
All the critters.
and no snakes. No snakes at this house.
Yeah, no snakes, no spiders.
No spiders, oh man, that would be a good one. I like windows. I like
A little louder. What that was probably already got.
Yeah, like put it right near the pool so all the leaves fall in.
This is our dream house. No, we have shade. There's no leaves falling. Dream house. We have
All right, what else you guys want? We got flowers for Sarah.
Critters. We gotta have squirrels and bunnies.
You want a wood stove or anything like that? Fireplace.
That would have been here.
We did it.
You're right, this is fun.
I associate lots of
Yeah, just make fun of you.
Yes.
And if you take it out, I won't be happy.
I don't.
I haven't been there.
I don't drink wine.
Good dang. Some favors going on here.
I might have hit it on you.
What else you guys want?
That I would do.
Hello, speak. What else you guys want? Oh, you got your chimney? We need some roof tiles, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And a cabana boy.
A cabana. You gotta have a cabana first.
Okay, make him a house boy.
We have a nice big window here.
Pictures, cute, Latino.
Latino?
I don't know, I think they're cute.
I got enough ones like that in California.
Oh, that's true, that's right.
I don't need one here in California.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna give you 30 more seconds. 30 seconds.
That's not what he would look like, but okay.
That's our house. We only have one color.
He'd have a lot more muscles.
Yeah, but he can. He has a glass of wine.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm with the right group. No doubt.
I guess our tree's gonna be an apple.
We do a cabana boy.
I got time to kill. I'm just making the most of it.
But see, you can see through the windows to the outside.
See, that was good. That was some good artistic planning there.
Yes, she's quick too.
You are good.
Hey, seat table.
See, table, stop.
Well, you have a
More data.
All the bills.
So, tell me quickly about your house, Dee, and tell me how it went in your group.
Well, we wanted water, so we have a water view. Somebody wanted a fireplace, so we have a fireplace. Sarah wanted flowers, so we have flowers and grass in front. We have pavers. We have a deer because we wanted animals, and we have a cabana boy for Michelle. Nice. And lots of
I am getting bored, so that's a girl can drink.
Just so you know, they probably were the first done, and they were the first to start. They grabbed it right away, started in. How about you guys? What'd you come up with? Show your picture.
This is our house. I know it doesn't look like people's most dream house, but that's because, it's hard to put on paper. But,
It's a bit Spartan.
yeah, a little bit. Debbie said she wanted a pool, so we had a pool. We live in Vermont, there's a lot of hills, so we put a hill. We have a tree for some shade, and we put it over the pool because we have a pool boy, so we don't care if the leaves still in it. We had to have a chimney.
Pardon to help.
We wanted a lot of windows.
it has to have a chimney.
Always.
I know, yeah.
That's how we have to keep our home. You know, it's got to be logical. And a lot of windows. So that's why we have these are glass doors down here. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is. And that's it.
Excellent, very good. Yay. How many do you guys have?
We have a beach house.
I should have noticed there was colored paper, colored paper, colored paper. Very good.
Well, you know who's boring ones are, don't
I just thought I'd mention it, that's all. Not that, we haven't done everybody yet, but go ahead.
A beach house, all on one level, with
you? Is that a fire alarm?
a nice big peaked roof, lots of windows. We have a garage added on, and a nice big deck to sit on outside. We also have animals, because we couldn't miss that, and we have a nice dock with a boat.
Nice.
And our hot tubs, and no internet. Sure. No service.
No cabana boy, would you mind?
So they don't have to talk to anybody if they don't want to, right? And I noticed something in this group. You noticed they were very quiet. Nobody, because you guys are busy. They're a very quiet group. And what happened in this group?
One person at a time sort of contributed and everybody else was like, yeah, that's good.
That's good.
And
Very
then there was one
supportive
person-
bunch.
There was one person who hadn't contributed, who was solicited.
Yes. So everyone in that group gave opinions. It was quiet. They were all respectful of each other, which is really good. Excellent. Very good. Okay. I just happened to notice that because I was over there. What do you think? Make sure everybody gets their voice heard. How about you guys? Okay, here it is.
Our priority started out with the backyard with a pool and a hot tub and an apple tree. And then we decided that we needed a big house, a 3-story house with pillars on the front porch. Thought we were going to do a swing.
She did.
Yes, she did. Double doors with a butler behind that. Our windows on the first and second floor have bench seating for reading and relaxing.
No details here, by the way.
And so a little bit of color seed.
A little, you know, we've got some water going, and trees, that's.
And white paper. And white paper. And to start with,
And a
they-
marker, not even a marker.
yes, they were just using one color, but I noticed they switched after a while. I purposely left those colors out. Excellent. So what do we know about this group? Lots of detail, right? Lots of detail. Given more time, it would have gotten more, probably the size of the windows and all that would have been there, right?
That's would have been in.
Yeah.
Given this group, usually what I hear from this group is a lot of laughing. There was quite a bit of laughing in this group, and they did draw a house. So we did get that, which is good. And it was 2 colors, which is good too. So it was good fun.
On colored papers, that counts as 3.
I was just saying, colors become paper
Okay,
too.
and colored paper. Excellent. This group is usually more detailed than I expected. But we did have a good lawyer in the group, right? Who's just built their own house, which is extremely detailed, of course. But usually you find they're the first to draw, and they're the first to finish, and it's good, but it lacks usually some detail, but you have a lot of detail. And you're usually the most collaborative group. So here's what we know about communication styles. What we know is there's some opposites here, right? We're going to talk a little bit about this. We know that these people typically, and by the way, because you didn't take the paper test, I don't know that you may be a combination of 2 types. Sometimes people are DC or DI, so you can be a combination. And some people may be way up on the scale, and some people may be way down on the scale. So big driver or not so big a driver, right? Make some sense to you? Okay. So here's what I know. I know that drivers love a challenge. They don't mind a little conflict, and sometimes they stir a little conflict.
No.
Yeah. It can happen. They don't like to be. Also, what drives us all is fear. We don't want to be taken advantage of. And when we feel like we're taking advantage of, that's when we're at our worst many times. That we're more aggressive and more assertive and more combative. So keep that in mind. If I look at, but you have to know yourself. By the way, I'm going to give you a little cheat sheet at the end of this, so that you'll be able to, there's a whole bunch of things that motivate you, all that. But if I look over here, and I'm going to not follow in order, there's a reason for that. If I look over here to these S's, what I know about S's is they're very collaborative, they like to work as a team, they don't like conflict, they don't like a lot of change. I love conflict, I love change, I love a challenge. Begin to see something here? From a communication perspective, what could happen?
Yeah, they don't get
They wouldn't get along.
Yeah, they don't get along.
They need a buffer.
They need a buffer. Or they need to realize, who do these people, if they had a team, who do they most need on their team?
Us.
They need you. Exactly. Who do you most need on your team? Them. Exactly. You got it. Good. So beginning to see what goes on. I fear conflict. I fear change. But these people create it. We really need each other. You think about, most of you are married, have a significant other, know somebody that you're close to. How many of you, if you think about it, married your opposite or are good friends?
Totally.
Yeah.
I would be put two hands on
each other.
Oh, are you dumb? You know, you think about it, you marry somebody that what? It's gonna create conflict all your life, right?
Oh, always.
Or did you intuitively marry somebody that you knew made you whole? That you knew you'd make a better decision if you're both able to listen to each other. We know that, 50% of marriages end in divorce. There's some people that did a study named Gottman, it's some years ago. It was a 10-year study. Have any of you heard of it? Anyway, these people named Gottman did a study with a 90% degree of accuracy. They could figure out which marriages would end in divorce. Anybody know what it was based on?
Yes.
Brilliant! Yes!
So you should take that when you go
Communication, exactly. When times are tough and emotions are high, those couples who could talk through their differences and the problems they were having ended up not getting divorced. So, it's working through these differences. So if I look at these folks, sometimes I'm not as detail-oriented as I could be. I am a great I throw a great party, I'm enthusiastic, I'm assertive, I get things done, but I don't always pay attention to every detail. If somebody's going to be late for my classes, these people are late. When they walk in, I'm like, it's
Danielle, that's you.
Everybody in the entire room's looking, seriously, that wasn't fair. There's 2 other people at this table.
It's the dress.
But thanks to my husband, I'm not late.
And you know what they fear? They fear what? Not what?
All the analyticals.
All the analyticals, exactly. They also fear not having influence in their life, being able to be influential. Somebody who doesn't respect them. So, which we all do, but they like to have influence, and that's why they're influencers, right? Excellent.
President, yeah, okay.
Yeah, funny how that works. Yeah, I don't mind being in front of a group. By the way, if you're going to tell me I do a good job, please invite 1,000 of my best friends. I would love for everybody to know. You people over there, if you think about it, if somebody wants to give you high praise, do you want to invite 1,000 of your best friends? No. Please take me in a room and tell me I did a great job. Everybody loves that. But you can see the differences, right? Woohoo! The party's here. It's all about me, and I did a great job, right? I did a great job, but I don't need everybody to know that, right? Excellent. You guys. Analyzers. What do I fear an analyzer? What do analyzers fear?
Free-spirited.
Making a mistake.
Yes! Slingshot work! Excellent! Excellent! Very good! And the bigger analyzers they are, the more they fear making a mistake. And what happens is sometimes an analyzer can get caught in the details. They can't get off it. so they can't make a mistake. However, many analyzers, once they have the information, think that they know best for everybody. Exactly. Know best for everybody. Exactly. So you can see what happens with these two, right? Yeah. Let's get it done. Let's get it done fast. Let's have some fun. Who cares about every darn detail you can imagine? Whoa. I would like all the detail, please. War and Peace. Clip notes. Right? Makes some sense.
There's another party to go to.
Yeah, woo-hoo-hoo, right? Excellent. Very good, very good. I'm watching my time, but yeah, because I'm at my
Go ahead.
half an hour. But so you kind of get an idea who you are. So I'm going to give you the first quick quiz. This is based on 2 presidents or past presidents. And I'm not making any political statements, but I want you to think of 2 recent presidents. One was President Clinton, and the other was President Obama. What style do you think President Clinton was? Why?
Party.
Well, he was a party.
The parties here, remember he played the saxophone, he was in the bar.
Details, come on, people, we don't need to worry about that.
Exactly. Not that he wasn't brilliant, they both were
But you
brilliant.
do know that it's been a while since he's been president.
Yes,
It's
it
not
has been.
recent.
It wasn't? That's recent for me.
He's still partying, even though he's not president.
He's still partying.
What do you think? Obama.
Collaborator. Quiet.
Well, he's quiet. Okay, more example. Why? Why?
Just a gut feeling. Go with it.
I think he's supportive.
What's that?
I think he's supportive.
He was supportive, yeah. I think he's an analyzer supporter. Somewhere in there, he definitely thought he knew better many times, right? I think he was a good analyzer. And he was also, he had a lot of empathy. By the way, if you ever want somebody to really listen to you, who do you think is the most empathetic of anyone? As in, they are the best listeners of anybody.
I just want to get all the facts. That's why I listen really.
Yeah, exactly. And if it's about all that mushy stuff, maybe I don't. Right? Yeah. Let's be honest. Right, exactly. I've lost my quiz that I was going to give you, but I'll find it somewhere. All right. So, all right. Any questions so far?
Any questions? Can we get the phone numbers to those people over there?
You definitely want them on the team.
I know, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I know. Great. By the way, these 2 on this side are great people readers. If you ever want somebody, there's somebody that's going to notice you had a haircut, new clothes, whatever. These people on this side are going to notice. They're more accepting, though, of what you tell them. So many times you tell them something, they're going to say, yep, and they're going to accept that as fact. How about these people here? What's going to happen over here?
Prove it.
Show me.
Yeah! Michelle says, better prove it. These people are questioning. They're going to question anything that you tell them. Are they good people readers? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Some people have trained themselves. You're a lawyer, you got to be a good people reader. But does it come natural? No. We can train ourselves to be anything, by the way. So, hey, I've got a job. I've got a job for you guys. You are going to love this. Here it is. I'm going to pay you $400,000 a year. You're going to work 30 weeks a year, and here's what you're going to do. I am going to put you in a room, no telephone, and you are going to analyze facts for 12 hours a day. I'm going to give you every piece of data that you could possibly imagine. What do you think?
No way. Yeah. Keep your money.
It's a lot of money. You're going to have 30 weeks.
Happy to
30 weeks. Could you do it?
No.
Could you do it?
No.
They could do it,
I
by
would
the
say
way.
I could do it. Would I want to? Would I be happy? Would I enjoy it? No.
What's going to happen to them at the end of the day?
Burnt out.
Ooh, they're going to be exhausted, right?
Open the bottle.
Yeah, they're going to be exhausted.
Not at the end of the day, that's the start.
I always like to tell this story. Here's my laughing group over here. When you have a lot of eyes in the room, you cannot teach a class. There is so much laughing, you just can't get beyond it. But anyway, I always like to tell this story. One time in my life, my job was to recruit high-priced talent. So I was out looking for a very high-priced accountant, somebody who had all the big firms, graduated top of their class. So anyway, I had this woman come in, perfect candidate. She's got the resume. Before I interviewed her, though, we had a test we used to get, a little assessment about personality. Anyway, she comes in, she's talking, blah, blah, blah. Finally, I said to her, here's what I think. I think you're not an accountant. She's like, what? 10 long years as an accountant. Did you see my brains? Top of my class, my best firms, rah, rah, rah. I'm like, yeah. I said, but here's what I think. I think you don't like to be an accountant. She's like, what? I said, I have another job for you. I've got an HR job. Here's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be talking to people on the phone. You're going to be interviewing people in person. You're going to be rah-rah. I want you to walk around our warehouses. I want you to build some enthusiasm. She's like, are you teasing me? I said, no. I have 2 jobs for you. You can have that accountant job, same price. I'm going to pay you the same price as I'm going to pay you to be an HR manager in my warehouses. Which would you like? She said, I can take either? I said, yes, you can take either. She says, oh my God, she said, 10 long years. My father was an accountant before me. He forced me to be an accountant. Said I'd always have a job. She said, every day I drag myself out of bed and I'm tired at night. Because it's not her natural state. It's like you. I could say I bid you the same money. But you're going to be jetting around the world, gripping and grinning, and I want you to go out to the bars with people and talk and have fun, buy drinks. Would that be you?
Oh, I could totally do that.
So we have a chameleon here. There's a chameleon. All right. Good, good, good. All right. So you kind of see where I'm going here. You kind of know who you are. Okay. So here's your first quiz. What style am I?
Factual.
What's that?
You're factual.
Okay.
I think you're an I.
I think you're
I
a
thought you were.
I think you're a D. I was just saying, I would have thought you were a D too.
Why do you think I'm a D? Little people reading, why do you think I'm a D? Somebody said D. Why do you
Because
think?
you take the wheel, you drive, you're a leader, and
Okay.
what the D's are.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think you're more of a party person.
You think I'm more of a party person?
You're not afraid of conflict.
I'm a DISC.
I think you're more of an S because you try to get consensus and get people to work together.
Oh, interesting. Okay. What do you think?
DISC.
I'm a DISC on all of them. Yeah, my job is to be in a chameleon, right? When you're a trainer, you have to be in everything. I am really a very high D.
Yep.
A very high D. I work very hard to be a people reader and to be a consensus builder. It's not my natural state, so I have to know that. And I have to work in order to do that. So I have to kind of remind myself. It doesn't mean that I'm not good at it. I just have to remind myself. Because my job is to forge ahead. And I hate repetitive work. Usually people in the D's don't like repetitive work. I like to create. I like to move on. And you S's, please finish up my work. The best trainers are SIs, ISs. So, okay, I have a quiz. Now, wait a minute. I've got a quiz, but where's my quiz? You know, I was throwing things around. Anybody see my quiz? Oh, poop, and it's a good one. Anybody see?
It's on a white piece of
It's
paper.
on a white piece of
That's not
paper.
what you threw behind you over there?
Can I throw it behind me?
How's your disc?
This is a good quiz. Oh, here it is. Excellent. Thank you, Analyze. All right. I have a few toys left that I will give away. Hold on for right answers. Wait a minute. Okay.
Get first pick if we win.
Okay, first pick if you win, Miss I. Okay. Here we go. Anybody have any questions, by the way? Any questions? About your style?
So I have a question or a comment.
All right, that's it, though. Too late. No, go ahead.
I think over the years I have changed.
You might have. People do more. Yeah, and sometimes your job forces you to be somebody else. Yeah, exactly.
Well, like you said, you could be somebody that's a dominant S, but you could have some I's or D traits, and it's without taking the full test, you really wouldn't be able to tell that.
Right. And we all play a part. So, if you're a manager at the hospital and you got to do a little conflict, you got to do it even if you're an S, right? Right? You may not like change, but the only thing I can depend on in life is change. So, it's going to happen. It makes you uncomfortable. You got to recognize that, and you move forward on it. That's all, because you have to. Okay. So here we go. These are easy ones. So I'm just going to get you started. I'm going to give you the first 4, no prizes until the 5th one. So here it is. You love a challenge. You're on
D.
D. Excellent. You believe in meetings. I love meetings. Aye. Excellent. If something works, you stick with it.
S.
S. Exactly. You can see it. There's a pattern here.
Yeah, right.
You prefer to cover all your bases.
A.
Yes.
C.
C. Either way. Either way, C. Same thing. Okay. Here we go for the first prize. I don't like to rock the boat.
S.
Yes. Who said that?
Pearl.
Okay, Pearl. What would you like?
No, what did you get?
We usually have the great toy exchange afterwards.
Just a little white one.
Here you go. Okay. Here we go. Next. I run out of prizes. Details, repetitive tasks make you antsy.
D.
Okay, I'm going to tell you it's an I. The thing about it is details and repetitive tasks make you antsy.
Oh,
antsy.
I was like, no, I already know the answer.
Backing off.
Okay. Here you go. You approach conflict head on.
D.
Too many people. I don't know who got it. Okay, next. You think work should be fun.
S. I. Those people over there.
Okay. Actually, they got it. She said I. Okay, hold on. The toys are on the move. Oh my God. Choose one. Here we go.
Turtle. That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I like the turtle.
Okay, you need to work on recognizing the efforts of others.
S.
D.
S. Oh, me.
D.
Yeah.
No, you would be the S's would be the first to say you did a great job. Thank you. And I'll tell you what, when I'm giving a class, usually, you know who's always doing this in the back? I always know my S's. They're giving me good. They're making me feel good. You're doing a good job, Karen. I feel good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. You need to develop time management skills. Yes! Yes, and it could be. Okay. Okay, all the big ones are gone. Oh, just the little ones are left. Okay, here we go. You need to work on becoming more open to other people's ways. Yes! I've already given, are those your toys?
These are my toys.
Okay,
Yes.
you're good. You need to work on taking small steps to become more flexible about routines and changes.
Yes.
Yes! Exactly. Try to give you a prize. All I got is the little ones left. Did I take your turtle? Here, look, there's a guy with a green hat. That's good too.
Yeah, that's gonna work. You're dealing with a D.
Okay, I know. Competitiveness and aggressiveness bother you. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent, excellent. Here they go.
Okay, now I see the D in you.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're not as empathetic as we could be. I'm sorry you lost the turtle.
Here, just take the one with the green hat, Chuck.
Okay, green screen. I've only got a few more. You ready? Somebody who hasn't won a prize yet, one of those valuable prizes I have. Yeah. Rigid schedules frustrate you. Aye. Yes, excellent. You guys all won something? Yeah. Okay. Except for you.
Danny, I didn't get a big one.
I did. Well, I gave you a little one. I have little ones left. Close supervision demoralizes you. D. Yeah, most people don't like it, but particularly D's. Very rebellious types. Yeah. I know from experience. Rules and expectations that constantly change bug you. Expectations that are constantly changing. changing.
You guys.
You guys like
See, I
it?
met C.
See.
Okay, good. Okay, last three. Here it is. These are quotes. This is the way to do it.
D.
Excellent. I'll have to do that. Yes. Exits. Let's weigh all the options. C. Now this is going to be a really tough one.
That's
There's only
hard.
one left. Let's see what the group wants to do. That's usually, it says it's an I, but it's probably an S.
Yeah.
It's an S. No, it's not an I. Okay, what questions do you have for me? I'm way over my time.
That's all right.
Any questions?
Not very good.
Yes?
When you recognized that you were a D and you needed to be more of an S,
Yes.
how did you do that?
I wish I would have known it sooner, because my combative style isn't always best in corporate America. But I have to really, when I begin to feel like somebody's taking advantage of me, and I feel that inside, I have to take a deep breath and calm down, because I tend to be combative, particularly when pushed a little bit, or when my boss is telling me what to do and it's really stupid. You know, I'm not taking that. No.
So is this age-related to maturity?
I think some of it is, but also I didn't take these tests when I didn't take this assessment when I was young. So I didn't really realize that everybody didn't have the same communication style I had, and that there were different styles, and that I really needed to have an S on my team. I'll tell you when I realized it. I had 1,000 people that worked for me at one time. Our HR manager was definitely a huge S, brilliant woman, very smart. And she would routinely come into my office and say, Karen, you didn't know this? We talk about that interaction you just had. I'd be like, sure. But I think then that's when I began to realize that I have to soften my style a bit, because I tend to be driven. I want things are up here, not down here. Don't give me an excuse. I don't want to hear it. So she really helped educate me, and I think that was when luckily she kind of took me under her wing and gave me some help. So good question. Any other questions?
So the test itself, where is that coming from?
The assessment, there's several that you can take. Sometimes it's called color, sometimes DISC, D-I-S.
I have the predictive index.
The predictive index is slightly different. That's a lot more complicated. That's put out by Prindex. And I actually use that in an old company of mine. Do you use Prindex where you are, predictive index, PI?
No, I just happened to work for a company, and that's the first thing they did.
Yeah. That's a hiring tool, and that's how I told that woman, was veteran HR, then as an accountant, that she loved to work as a team. She was, a big personality, not really an analytical
It's actually
type.
fairly accurate.
They're very accurate. It's very surprising. It's real expensive to become certified in that. Yep. Any other questions? Okay, hold on. I'm going to give you something before I go. Tricia, where's my handouts?
I got them. Those over there.
Okay, I don't know if I have enough. If not,
we do.
I can send it to you.
No, those are over there.
This detail will be
You want
nice.
to send a digital version? I can put it in our newsletter.
Yep, I can send you digital too.
So I have another question.
Sure.
Well, your HR manager came in, of course, you're a woman.
Yep.
Now, had she seen the same thing from a man that was running the company, do you think she would have had that
Yep,
conversation?
she would have. Yeah, this woman's very sure of herself. Master's degree from Cornell, really, really smart. But think about your people reading, try to read who you're doing business with. Fast moving, fast talking, tend to be a little louder. You know they're a D or an I, so it's easier. Quieter, calmer, patient. You know that they're either an S or a C. Make sense?
You know what's really good though? If you look at the board for Franklin County, there's one in each.
And that is the ideal thing, that you would have one of each type on your board, on your team. Because if I just switch you guys all around, instead of having, and gave you a problem to solve, you'd have found there's a lot more discord.
Yeah.
Or the D would have taken and done the whole thing where the analyzers would have been like, oh my gosh. That's not even close to right, but I'm not saying anything. Too fast. Too fast. That's nothing.
They want it like that, fine, let them have it.
That'll have it like that, right? They forget the details, not my fault. Exactly. You had a question. Anyone else? Questions?
I was thinking, is it harder when you do this class with a male environment versus a female environment? Do they break up as quick and easily and do the directions as easily?
They do. The most problem I have is with engineers. I hate training engineers. They're all A's. Yeah. So there's quiet in the class. There's no fun. Nobody laughs. Forget about that. Yeah, no, it's not as much fun. I love to train bankers. Bankers are all S's and I's. Oh, fun. Yeah, I don't have fun, but we have fun anyway. Any other questions?
No, I don't really have a question, just a little bit. I went to a class called How to Handle Difficult People, and actually it was kind of interesting because it teaches you that you can be the difficult person.
Absolutely.
By going through the different personalities.
They see you as
very
difficult.
eye-opening.
Yeah, you see them as difficult, and vice versa. They each see each other as difficult. Right, the most difficulty is here.
But it does, similar to this, to let you know
Yeah,
that.
exactly. There's a Thomas Kilman assessment tool that helps with that too. Yeah. And you can use this too for conflict. There's a lot of information here. It's kind of a big science. Questions? All set? If you have any questions, come and see me. I'm going to be here for a little while.